Robins, Songbirds of Spring by Mia Posada. One early spring morning, bright and clear, in a budding tree, a robin appears. It has a rusty red breast under brownish-gray wings. It hops from branch to branch as it sings. Soon the spring air is alive with the sounds of robins return from their wintering grounds. Cheer up cheerily, they sing at dawn, pecking their beaks at a damp morning lawn. They dig up insects and worms from the earth below and find trees on which tasty berries grow. Hi, I'm Jennifer Pepito, and this is Ella, and we're here today to talk about narration. So narration is a Charlotte Mason promoted method of testing reading comprehension. Catherine Levison, who writes extensively about Charlotte Mason, says that narration is a simple matter of repeating what you know. And we use narration in many aspects of our homeschooling. We use it for science. We talk about math through narration. We use it for testing listening comprehension, for building vocabulary, and we especially use it to replace tedious reading comprehension worksheets. And so I'm going to ask Ella to tell me in her own words what we read about today in this book about robins.
Robins, Songbirds of Spring is about amazing creatures that have amazing colors. Mm-hmm. Like most birds don't have because it's not like red. It's red and brown.
It's really pretty, isn't it?
Yes. And so what they do is they fly south in the winter, and then they come back and they make their nests. And it's really funny because robins can make their nests out of lots of things. Birds' nests are really amazing, and robins' nests, they use twigs, mud, and even sometimes shoelaces.
It's funny, isn't it? And what was your favorite part about this book?
The illustrations.
It was a beautifully illustrated book, wasn't it? So when we do our written and illustrated narrations, we try to pick a good book that has wonderful illustrations. So this one, the illustrations are really good, clear line drawings. It makes them very easy to copy. And we usually try to pick a book that's interesting. So sometimes I'm reading a big chapter book. For instance, we're reading The Golden Goblet out loud right now for history, and I'll have the children narrate what they read. And in that case, they don't have anything wonderful to copy for the illustrations. But we also use narration for science. So with this book, we're able to read the book and then have them draw pictures and write about it. So the narration that Ella did for Robins, Songbirds of Spring, she chose a picture from the book, she drew it, and then painted it, and then she also has a narration written down. And for this one, I had her tell me in her own words what she wanted to write, and then I wrote it down and she copied it. And that way, any punctuation or capitalization errors that might have been there were taken care of ahead of time. We also use narration for history. So this is another history passage that she read. And she read the passage and then she wrote about it. And so this one she did on her own, and we had to do some corrections afterwards for capitalization, some of these things that we're working on. So narration can be wonderful for just recapping what you wrote. It's a lot more fun for the kids, especially if you're letting them do the illustrations as well, to be able to see their work, and they're so much more engaged with a reading comprehension exercise like this, as opposed to a workbook that doesn't give them any choice about what they're reading. So if you're assigned a workbook by your charter, or you feel like, oh, this is the way I have to do reading comprehension, there are options, and this is one of them. And this way my children can pick what they want to read, or it might be something that I have chosen for them, but that is related to their interests. So they're already a lot more engaged than if it's just a random workbook page. And then they do the writing after we've done the reading, and they get to do the illustration. And if you have a child who's not writing at all, you could just do the illustrated narration. If you have a child who's just a beginning writer, you can copy out a few sentences that they copy about the book that you wrote or that you read. So narration's great as a replacement for reading comprehension. Narration works really well for testing their listening, and narration is also good for developing speaking skills and listening skills. So I hope that you find narration to be just as great and useful of a tool for learning as we have. Thank you for joining us.